Hello and welcome. So let's get right into this sucker. So we have right triangle trigonometry application. And the first thing with anything right triangle trigonometry application is you want yourself a diagram. Right? Doing this without a diagram is going to be so hard. Draw it. Okay, so as we go, start from here. It says that we have a tree growing 41 feet from a home. So this is the time to test your artistic skills. Where you'd say, okay, we have tree. Maybe it has a little birdhouse in there. Yahoo! Okay, you have a tree, and this tree is growing 41 feet. Okay, that's diagram not to scale. Okay, and then maybe here's your home or something, a little door and some windows. Okay, so we have a tree growing 41 feet away from a home. The homeowner is worried to see if the tree could fall onto the house during a storm and is considering having a tree service come out and cut it down. To determine if the tree needs to be cut down, the homeowner stands 17 feet from the tree. So, about of this 41 feet, we're now looking at 17 feet from dear darling homeowner here. Okay, and measures the angle between the ground and the top of the tree, so ground and top of tree, to be an angle of 66 degrees. Hold on, that 66 looks a little sketchy. Yeah, not much better. Okay, all right. And then find the height of the tree rounded to decimal places. So once we have this kind of general idea written down, so I'd say, all right, well, we know that this distance from tree to homeowner is 17. Okay, now we're trying to find the distance, the height of the tree itself. You'll notice this forms a nice right triangle. Okay, with what we need. So then I'd say, okay, well, right triangle, we're trying to find height. We'll use h for height, why not? And we're given 17 feet. We're also given the angle. So I'd say, okay, of this right triangle, if your angle is 66, which is this side? The opposite, the adjacent, or the hypotenuse? Opposite, right? It's directly opposite of 66. So then you'd have, okay, opposite side. 17 is adjacent to 66. So that means you have an opposite and an adjacent side. Well, the only function, right? Grab your SOHCAHTOA, whip it out. Okay, the only function that uses opposite and adjacent is your tangent. So you'd say, all right, so tangent of what's your angle? 66 degrees equals the opposite, h, over the adjacent, 17. Bam! Set up, equation, you can solve from here. Your goal is to solve for h. Right now it's being divided by 17. We undo division with multiplication. Multiply by 17 both sides. That cancels, and you get h equals 17 tangent of 66 degrees. And there you go. So at this point now you just need to solve for tangent, and then you turn to your handy dandy calculator. And on that calculator, you need to make sure before you do anything else, you have to be in degree mode, right? So if you're using the Desmos calculator like I am, you'll see this little slider above the numbers. One says RAD, that stands for radians. The other stands for degrees. There's a huge difference between them. You will get a totally wrong answer if you put in radians versus degrees. Okay, so 17 tangent of 66. So I'd say 17 tangent of 66 degrees. Bam. Alright, calculator tells us that the height of your tree should be 38, and it said rounded to decimals, so 0.18. The 2 behind the 8 rounds down, so 38.18 is your final answer at this tree. 38.18. And then it has a little follow-up question. It says, should the homeowner call to have the tree cut down? Well, think about our original information, right? What was the entire distance from tree to home? That was 41. So if this tree done kicks the bucket, right? If you have tree and it like falls down or whatever, right? Here's your home. Is tree tall enough that if it was completely on its side, is it going to hit the home? Well, if the entire distance is 41 and the tree itself is only 38, it's going to be a close call, but no, it shouldn't be able to hit the house at all. Which means that should you cut it down? No. I mean, at that point, it's just does the tree annoy you if you look at it and you want to cut it down for aesthetic reasons? Okay, safety reasons, you should be fine if the tree falls down. Okay? Alright, and that would be it. That'd be your final answer. Now, if the 38 was larger than the 41, yes, have that sucker cut down. A tree's going to make a lot of damage. Alright, thanks for watching.